I actually didn't put it together that we were going to be talking today until the announcement went out today, but congratulations. You officially, as of today, are the longest reigning world heavyweight champion in Impact Wrestling history. So
Yeah,
uh,
thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I'll do a golf clap. My daughter is resting over here near me, so I don't want to wake her up. So I'm being polite.
I know how that is. All right.
Yeah, you certainly, you understand. So yeah, that uh quite the honor. 11 years. Bobby Roode was the current I'm sorry, former record holder. For a long time it really felt like that maybe wasn't going to be eclipsed. It felt like maybe a few people would get close. Uh how do you feel, you know, reaching that milestone and still, that, you know, for what it's worth, like nobody's going to take that away from you. Like, you have a title match coming up. You could lose the championship, but Bobby had that record for 11 years, so you could be the longest reigning champion and add to that and have it for a very long time.
I mean, on one end of the spectrum, I try to put myself in the shoes of me as a 12-year-old wrestling fan watching, TNA for the very first time. And for that, it's completely surreal. I've eclipsed the names of Bobby Roode, Sting, AJ Styles, all these people that, motivated me and inspired me to be a professional wrestler in the first place. And to be sitting here now as the longest reigning Impact World Champion, it's completely insane to me because I try to think about what like that 12-year-old kid would feel. But on the other end, I'm immensely proud of myself, for these rare occasions where stuff like this does happen because there's a ton of hard work that goes into getting to where I am right now. And every once in a while, I got to stop and, pat myself on the back or, smell the roses or whatever you want to say and just say that all that hard work's kind of paid off. And then, you got to remind yourself that it's not over yet. You got to keep pushing. So the hard work is just continuing.
You mentioned, kind of looking at it from a child's perspective, and we've seen you have your son on TV. I mean, does it present a different dynamic where, you don't have to really picture 12-year-old Josh doing it? Like you can actually see in real time, like, hey, here's my kid. He's really, enjoying it just as much as I am. And, he wears the singlets and, there's that element to it. It's so much fun to see like that too.
Yeah, it's definitely like if it's not like the word's not maybe humbling, but like it's something that definitely keeps me grounded, seeing how much he loves it and enjoys it, and it helps me love and enjoy it a little bit more, and takes me out of the just the business day to day grind of this is what I am, this is what I do, and stuff like that. Both him and my wife actually keep me grounded in that same way and make me appreciate these things that much more.
On the flip side, I just mentioned, you have the record for longest title reign. You also, ironically, have the shortest one. We saw how that played out last year. How do you feel about having both of those records, especially now that you are the longest champion now? Because I'm sure the shortest title reign sat a lot differently, uh, you know, about a year ago, right after it happened.
I mean, I feel much better about it now that I have the longest rating title reign under my
Yeah.
belt as well. But if we left it at the shortest, it's definitely not the best reason to be in the history books forever, but in the history books nonetheless. But yeah, it definitely makes it that much sweeter now being longest reigning, knowing that I've kind of had the redemption story from that short reign.
All right. I have a few numbers in mind, but are you a stat guy? Like, and I know you're gonna say like, oh, I have to get past January 13th, Bully Ray, hard to kill. But is there a next number that you kind of have in mind that you would like to eclipse now that this one's out of the way?
My wrestling student actually messaged me today, and he said if you go to 305, you'll eclipse any champion ever in the history of NWA TNA or Impact, which is Jeff Jarrett's reign. It was
Okay.
305 days long as the NWA heavyweight champion. So I guess that's the next number to chase. For me, like, man, if I can get a year out of this and have a year-long title reign in pro wrestling, which is so rare, that's something that's a goal to set. But all these things are kind of out of my hands. So
All right. I was thinking 365 is one of them. That would be, sort of a nice a year is a nice round number. The other one that kind of caught my interest, and I know you paid tribute to him with one of your singlets not too long ago, Kurt Angle, 608 days combined for 6 title reigns. Obviously, you're only in your second one, but I guess I'm giving you a little bit of a loftier goal. You have
Yeah,
to get
yeah. So
you have to get 1 year first. I'm sorry, but
I've heard about
608.
the 600.
That's
It seems insurmountable right now, as you know what I mean, being at 257 and just looking at that big 608 number. But yeah, dude, I'll embrace all of it. I'll take all the challenges if I can go down the history books, eclipsing even someone like my hero Kurt Angle. I'll I'll face it head on.
all right. You was it Bound for Glory that was that, or was that I can't remember the event, but I know right before it you teased having like blue in the gear. I know that was the
Oh,
tease, but I can't remember the event off the top of my head right now.
it was the 20th anniversary Slammiversary
That's right.
against
Okay,
Eric Young.
that's
Yeah.
right. Uh, any teases you want to offer for Hard to Kill right now? I mean, there's some horror movie elements, some slasher stuff, but it's in
I
Atlanta. Anything?
I have a new set of gear. It's not paying tribute to anything really from the past of Impact Wrestling. It's more just, I knew, with Full Metal Mayhem coming up, it's special gear. I think Bully Ray embodies, everything that's wrong with pro wrestling, if not Impact Wrestling. With his attitude and all this other stuff, be it in front or behind the curtain. And me, as much as I might get dogged on it for every once in a while, like I try to remain as humble and grounded as possible. And if I can be the light in this business, I think you might see me draped in white for that match at Full Metal Mayhem. So
And that also has its own connotation in wrestling. So Josh isn't saying it, neither am I, but just I don't think your gear is going to stay white.
I mean, from match to match, have you ever really seen a match of mine on a pay per view where I haven't bled in some capacity anyway?
Fair enough.
It
Fair
wouldn't be
enough.
shocking. Yeah.
Uh, uh, I lost I lost my train of thought there. Uh, Bully embodies ECW. You put it a different way. He kind of represents what you think is wrong with wrestling, but obviously he has meant many different things to many companies. I mean, are you looking at his work, like his any past matches going into this one, or any of the past Full Metal Mayhem matches in TNA or Impact as sort of trying to eclipse that and set a new benchmark with this match?
Maybe not all of his stuff, but just the stuff in the history of TNA and Impact Wrestling, be it Abyss or anybody else that's really been known for this stuff in this company. I think the one thing that I'm known for is just being the wrestler's wrestler, bell to bell, like no gimmicks needed or anything like that. And I'm embracing this Full Metal Mayhem match because I get to show the world, a different side of me, something that I've never really experienced, and I'm really looking forward to the opportunity of just knocking it out of the park with a different facet and showing people different things. And I'm going to, do everything I can to make sure this match is memorable, special, and something that really catches everybody by surprise. So
I don't know if you've seen it yet, but this I have it queued up. It caught my eye. There was a really cool motion graphic that looked like a movie poster.
oh yeah,
Now where did it go? All right, it's gone.
I know the one you're talking about.
But Bully standing over you, and you're like looking up at him. I thought that was really cool because I think more often than not, sometimes wrestling can want to embrace certain pop culture themes, and it's mixed results. But I really feel like Impact leaning into the Friday the 13th element has been really successful. I think it looks cool. The motion graphic, it just, I think it hits the right note. Do you have any favorite slasher movies that you know?
Ooh, I wasn't like a big horror movie fan growing up, but like later on in life, I've definitely gotten into stuff like that a lot more. Slasher specific though, I don't know what I would pick. I've seen a ton of horror movies that I love. Like one I just watched was Barbarian that
Okay.
really like caught me out of nowhere. It was awesome. But you know, I can just go back to the Jasons and the Michael Myers kind of films that I've kind of watched every Halloween for the past 20 years and embrace those. But like that motion graphic poster, if you don't know what we're doing in Impact Wrestling and you're just tuning into Hard to Kill and you see that motion graphic, I think that graphic tells the story of what's going on right now. It's me like traveling down this road that, you know, looks horrific. And I have this insurmountable mountain of a man in front of me, like this two-time Hall of Famer, former two-time Impact champion, stuff like that, that, you know, is standing in my way. And we're going to see if I have to get through them.
I I don't know what happened to it, but I'll throw it on the video. But it's really cool. Barbarian, I want to check out. I actually just got it on digital, so once I get a little bit of free time, I'm going to check it out. Can't go wrong with Jason. I just did a run through this Halloween. I try to watch a series every year. Last year was Freddy. This year was Jason. Even the worst movie is still fun to watch. So
Is that Jason in space or whatever it is?
that is Jason X.
Yeah.
Even so, I talked to Trey about this not too long ago, and we had different picks as far as like which one's the worst one, but he said he's like even Jason X, like you can still throw it on, and it's like as bad as it is, it's still fun to watch because it's just like so campy at times. And then there's a gif that goes around where he beats one of the campers in a sleeping bag against a tree.
Yeah.
It's like stuff like that. I don't know. I guess you just have fun with it. But any final thoughts going into this match? I know you still have like about a week of TV left, but we kind of covered, you know, will he, won't he bleed? Most likely, facing Bully, the challenge ahead, uh, possible more records to be broken. Any other thoughts as far as, what you want this match to represent or what it could mean to add to your reign?
I think that especially now in pro wrestling, like everything's so kind of everybody has their team that they want to play for, whether they're AEW fans, WWE fans, Impact fans, or whatever. And they do the same thing with wrestlers. They paint wrestlers into boxes all the time. So they want to like say I'm just a technical wrestler. That's what I'm good at, and that's it. And you know, the one thing I'm embracing at Hard to Kill is to go out there and show everybody that I can do a little bit of everything, and I can do it all very well. And I'm really looking forward to doing something memorable that people will really take notice and put me on the map as being one of those guys that is more like a Swiss Army knife in pro wrestling. Because I think whether you're familiar with it or not, I've been able to adapt to every single style in pro wrestling so far. So I'm really chomping at the bit for this Hard to Kill match to show everybody a different side of me, one that maybe I haven't even seen before.
All right. Hard to Kill, January 13th. Check it out. It's Josh defending against Bully Ray, Full Metal Mayhem. Congratulations once again, longest reigning Impact World Champion. Thanks for your time today.
Yeah, thank you.